Hello ladies and gentlemen and welcome to the first episode of RWA Cataclysm. And it's time for our terrible twos, our deadly duos. It's time for the Tag Team Terror. And the last time we had a Tag Team Terror was back in the original series of Robot Wars Armageddon, where Mastiff and Terrorbull beat robots like Tornado and Storm 2 in order to become the champions. They're back again to reclaim what they believe is rightfully theirs. But there's three other teams who also want the title. Let's see who they are. So later on we're going to have Fury and Hyperactive versus Rampage and 95, but first up it's Terrorbull and Mastiff, the odds-on favourites, versus Icefire and Evilution.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1. Activate.
So Mastiff and Terrorbull have to be the odds-on favourites here, but Icefire immediately flipping Mastiff up and over. Mastiff self-righting quickly though, and getting that flipper underneath Icefire and flipping them up and over. So Icefire now self-righting, but getting flipped once again by Mastiff. It's Evilution. Oh, a little bit of a cheeky push there on Mastiff by Evilution. That wasn't fair. They hadn't tagged technically, or have they? Then out come Terrorbull now. Something's in the arena, and I think that's off of Mastiff. Meanwhile, Terrorbull pushing Evilution now back towards Malfunction. See what he said. Evilution underneath Terrorbull and flipping them up and over. Now, can Terrorbull get themselves back from that predicament? I'm not too sure. The back piece of Mastiff has come off. Look there. Over they go again thanks to Evilution. Evilution very, very strong. Heat finalists in RWA Rebirth Series 2. Don't forget. Mastiff now on its side, upside down and in trouble. Terrorbull, I think, have been completely immobilised here. So too have Icefire being attacked there by Malfunction. They're trying to self-fight again, but the Cyborg getting in the way. Icefire, very strong competitors, one-time grand finalists and one-time semi-finalists. There's Karma have managed to beat herself on her own tail. Well, that's good, I suppose, isn't it? Meanwhile, I think Mastiff have completely been immobilised now, as have Terrorbull. Terrorbull are long gone, and I think the only surviving machine here is Evilution. Very strong performance here by these guys. Like I said, they've never really lived up to potential before. They made a heat final in Rebirth 2, and that is that. They didn't even make it past the first round in Rebirth 1, in all fairness. Terrorbull now has been righted. Icefire coming in for an attack. It's all going on here, isn't it? I can't keep up with it all. But for me, I think Icefire and Evilution are definitely the winners of this one, because Terrorbull and Mastiff were immobilised for so long. Sure, Icefire was immobilised first, but because both Mastiff and Terrorbull have gone out here, I think they're going to go for Evilution and Icefire. I honestly haven't a clue though, in all honesty. Malfunction bringing the axe down on the two. Mastiff, Terrorbull upside down once again. Mastiff, I think, are completely done. Oh, a cheeky little flick there on Evilution by Malfunction. And now the two teammates attacking each other, only to then go team up on Malfunction and try and flip Malfunction over. The big daddy of them all, the leader of the house robots. And they can't quite do it. They couldn't quite do it. There's that piece of Mastiff that fell off earlier. There's Karma. She beached herself long ago. Cease called. And Evilution and Icefire, they go through. Terrorbull and Mastiff, they're out. That's a surprise. Now it's time for the Americans, Fury and Hyperactive against Rampage and 95.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1.
Interesting fact about this battle, all four machines represent a YouTuber. Oh, and I forgot Hyperactive immediately. And that was good tactics there by Rampage, flipping them into 95 section. Fury did not like it, but now both Fury and Hyperactive are upside down and all sorts of problems. Hyperactive, now can they self-right? I'm not too sure. Fury being hacked to pieces there by 95, and that's that huge axe. They were capable of causing some serious damage in their heat. They destroyed 44, and we're going to get to see that axe again. They lost to the very, very strong and powerful Killer 3 in the heat final. No disgrace there. Fury upside down over there, now trying to self-right, but failing miserably. They didn't. Oh, they're out of the arena! They're out of the arena already, Fury. What was the point in even turning up, lads? Let's be honest. And Hyperactive have been completely disarmed as well. They're upside down on the floor flipper. They're going to go flying through the air any second. Now, away they go, and they too land outside of the arena. Cease called, and that was a very impressive performance there from Rampage and 95. Confirmation there then, Fury and Hyperactive are both out. Rampage and 95 through to the final, but first, it's time for the playoff.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1.
It'll be interesting to see who wins out of this one because, let's be fair, both teams spent the entirety of the last battle getting absolutely owned. Mastiff sticking back, meanwhile Terrorbull and Hyperactive are starting the fight off. Hyperactive trying to get that spinning blade into strength, but not really working, so they tag out now, and in comes Fury, but Fury missing a flip and getting flipped up and over there now by Terrorbull, and they are still upside down. Fury righting there though, and now in comes Mastiff to get in on the side, but what was that? That was not a flip there from Mastiff, and I'm wondering if they're still struggling here from the damage caused in the last round, because that was not the usual Mastiff flip. Look at how weak that flipper is, and that to me is a sign of too much damage from the last rounds and not enough time to prepare maybe. Either that or they're just low on CO2, I'm not really too sure to be honest. Hyperactive and Fury though have to be the favourites because of that. In comes Hyperactive spinning blade onto Terrorbull. Fury completely missing a flip. What was the point? Honestly, what was the point? They've done absolutely nothing in this tag team terrorist but except get flipped over and flip themselves. That's literally all they've done. Hyperactive for the Americans, causing all sorts of damage there to Mastiff. Again, the back piece comes flying off. Fury can't self-right for some reason. They're in the CBZ now with Katrina. And Katrina going to smash them and bash them and trash them. And, well, rights them as well, actually. Well, at least she did something that they couldn't even do. There's Terrorbull, meanwhile, and Hyperactive now going at it. These two have been the most impressive machines in this battle so far. Which isn't really saying much, to be honest. But still, they have been very relatively impressive. And Katrina now trying to smash up what's left of Mastiff. There's nothing left of Mastiff. There's nothing left of Fury either, I don't think. Both Mastiff and Fury are dead in the water and immobile, and Terrorbull trying to get that lifter in underneath Hyperactive and nearly flipping them there and pushing them towards the corner of the arena. There's the floor, but we don't want to stay around there for too long, don't forget. Lifting up Hyperactive, there's the two dead comrades really. Terrorbull, a little nudge on Mastiff. What was Mastiff? What happened to Mastiff, I tell you? They must have took some serious damage in the last round because they barely did anything, and that Fury, they did nothing at all. They just got flipped over, failed to self-right, and got wrecked by Katrina. Oh dear, and now, is it me or is Hyperactive immobile in that corner? There goes Mastiff on the floor flipper. Nail coming out to have a go now. I'm just wondering who's actually immobilised here. Is Hyperactive immobile in that corner, or were they just being pinned in there? I'm not too sure. There's Fury onto the drop zone now. Oh, both Fury and Mastiff on the drop zone. Hyperactive have just moved, so they were still mobile, but they were being pinned in that corner for a long time. Oh, down comes the deodorant can drop zone. Look at Mastiff. Literally ripped in half. We're going into the final 10 seconds of this battle now. It's going to go to the judges. But I'm just wondering if that period of time that Hyperactive was stuck in the corner of the arena will be decisive. Terrorbull finishes the battle of the strongest, lifting Hyperactive clean in the air. Well, that was an interesting battle, and I'm just going to say yes, Fury and Hyperactive are out, and Terrorbull and Mastiff get third place. And now it's time for the final.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1.
This should be a really good fight. Both these teams dominated their last battles. Icefire immediately flipping over 95 there. 95 can self-right using the hammer, but they are with Katrina. They get away now, and they self-right, and they do so. And oh, look at the damage there, though, caused to Icefire immediately. Oh my goodness me, the power of the axe, so powerful. Not only was it destroying the flipper, it actually was able to throw Icefire over itself, almost like catapulting it. Evilution didn't like it, flipped them up and over. Now Outrage attacking Evilution. Evilution stuck on their end. They cannot self-right from there. Their flipper is stuck open. And I tell you what, 95 and Rampage, they've been a very impressive tag team in this tournament. They absolutely annihilated Fury and Hyperactive, and they're doing the exact same here to Icefire and Evilution, but don't count them out just yet. There's Evilution with their flipper. 95 seem to be stuck on the arena side wall. I'm pretty certain Icefire are completely immobilised already. There's no movement from them. Down comes X, and they very nearly went down the pit there, Evilution as well. They were able to get away there. Good driving there by the Evilution team. Now checking on their teammate, but look, there's absolutely no life left in Icefire whatsoever. In one shot. Rampage is flipping getting now pried open by Evilution, but that's a good tactic. Using the flipper as a grabber, and now, oh, off comes that rear spike. That was great teamwork there by 95 and Evilution, and Rampage, sorry, Evilution now flipping 95 up and over Rampage, trying to get a hold of Evilution themselves. 95 self-righting very well indeed, and up on their side now go Rampage. Evilution now have managed to beach themselves up on their back. Now, I'm not too sure if they can get down from there. That rear spike coming off, I think, has meant that they can't rear up without getting back down. Icefire's long gone, they're done for. They were absolutely mobilised almost immediately there by 95. Up and over they go now, and in comes now, crushing in, look to the tyre. Oh dear, poor Icefire. Absolutely annihilated very early on. Oh, Rampage now attacking Nail. Oh! Flipping Nail! Oh, Katrina didn't like it! Attacking Rampage and slamming them across the arena. Oh, goodness me, look at the damage! Oh, goodness me, poor Rampage have been annihilated. Meanwhile, Evilution... Oh! Evilution spent way too long there on the drop zone. I think they were immobile as well. If they weren't, they are now, definitely. And I'm pretty certain that this tag team Terror has been won by 95 and Rampage. Sure, one may be immobilised and one may be in the pit, but Icefire and Evilution were immobilised first. Cease called, the House Robots, the true winners as always. But well done to Rampage and 95. They are our reigning Tag Team Terror Champions. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching. I've been Anderson9132, and we'll see you next time for the Middleweight Championship.